You're going to enjoy this one. Ready? The PlayStation Plus games for March have been announced. All you need is a PlayStation Plus Essential membership to play these games for free in the month of March. You don't even need the premium edition of PlayStation Plus. The games are Dragon Age the Veilguard, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and TMNT the Cowabunga Collection. Wait, what? Dragon Age the Veilguard. That game has only been out for 4 months. 4 freaking months. The game flopped so hard and sold so poorly compared to its budget and what they were expecting. They have put it up on here as a PlayStation Plus Essential game after only 4 months. Now, I want you to think about this. Sonic Colors Ultimate is a couple years old, right? Cowabunga Collection is also a couple years old. I played the Cowabunga Collection. I actually really liked it, but we never went back to it, sadly. Maybe someday we would. I don't know. There's like great games in there. But the Veilguard is brand new. You know? But the thing is, this is the problem when we talked about this with modern game development, right? So what happens is, instead of thinking about how can we make an amazing game that's a great work of art that people will talk about and love and cherish and want to keep playing, and then, maybe, we get some money on the back end. Instead, it was, how do we make a game that will print money? Well, let's look at the trends. Oh, look, The Last of Us 2 tried to be one of the most progressive games ever. Its protagonist is gay. It's got another character that's trans. It's got a character that's kind of a butch woman, but she's still a protagonist, and everyone has to understand that even though she has male traits, she's still a woman, and, and all this and that. So all these progressive themes, right? And while this is going on, the actual head game developer, Neil Druckmann, comes out and says, yes, our game is incredibly progressive, and if you don't like it, you're a bigot. Anyone who doesn't like The Last of Us 2 is literally a troll, and we should use this opportunity to basically crush our trolls. A sale of our game defeats the bigoted trolls. So a feel-good movement starts where people are like, oh, I want to do the right thing socially. So I'm going to buy this game, and I'm going to promote this game. We're going to say this game is the best game ever. Now, listen, The Last of Us 2 is not a bad game when it comes to the graphics, when it comes to the gameplay elements, when it actually comes to, like, the acting. It's actually quite good. The problem is, it's one of the worst plots in gaming history. It's incredibly poorly written. It's incredibly poorly paced. It uses in medias res, which is fucked up because then you have to, in the middle of the game, jump back to the beginning of the story to figure out what actually happened, leaving you confused. It's really one of the worst narratives I've ever experienced in a video game to this day. But most people just ignore that because they just want to say, oh, but it's a feel-good game, so, it's great. It's not, okay? And guess who's responsible for the plot? Neil Druckmann. So we know where the problem lies, right? But the problem is that game came out and it sold like gangbusters, right? Super big seller, game of the year bullshit, right? So what happened was every game studio said, I want that. I want my game to sell because I want to also be a part of the progressive feel-good movement. And we ended up getting a year or 2 years of nonstop games trying to be very progressive, left-pushing, which doesn't make sense. I don't care about those things. I just want a good video game. And if the game is good, if it plays well, if it hooks me, if it has elements that I like, then you can maybe worry about trying to push these themes down our throats. But instead, this game has pulling a barf. This game has an outward trans character. This game has all these themes. It's like, did we really need these themes in Dragon Age? So they put them in there, and what happens? Before the game is even released, you've got the internet completely roasting this fucking game. If it were 3-4 years ago, this game probably would have been touted as Game of the Year material. Oh my God, the progressive themes are so good. I can't believe it. Instead, they took too long because they tried to ride the trend, right? It's exactly what it is. We got to ride the trend. You took too long to make the game because you can't follow trends in gaming because it takes you 5 years to make a game. So by the time the game comes out, the trend is over. All politics have flipped in the other direction. Trump has been reelected as president of the United States, and everyone looks at this game and says, fuck this. It's too left, it's too progressive, right? And again, this may not have happened if it were a few years ago, but they fucked up. They took too long. I don't know what they were thinking, but this is what happened. So another failure, and now it's on Game Pass. Is everyone gonna? Are you gonna? I said Game Pass, by the way. It's on PS Plus. Are you guys gonna play it on PS Plus? I know I'm not gonna play it on PS Plus. I own it. Someone donated it to me, and I only played it like 12 hours. And you guys told me to drop it. You begged me. You said, please stop playing this game. So I did. It's just sad. And again, this is BioWare. The company used to be one of the biggest companies in game development. That every single game that came out that they made was gold, right? Guaranteed bestseller. Guaranteed will sell and blow and make sales numbers. Instead, and to be honest, when I was playing Dragon Age Veilguard, did I dislike anything that I had in it? Not really. The problem was it was boring. Like literally it was content for content's sake, meaning go around and do this mission, go around and do this, do that. Okay, but why are we doing this? What is the overall plot? There are two gods that broke through the dimension and are free or taking over the planet. Okay, well, I'm 12 hours in and we've done 0 missions that regards that. So what is this game? Yeah, you get an intro segment, and once the intro's done, you literally do no missions that relate to the actual quest or plot of the game. It just keeps going up. Here's a mission that's unrelated. Here's a mission that's unrelated. Here's a mission that's side work, busy work. What's going on? So most people likely, even if you play it on PS Plus, you'll play it for like 10 hours like I did, and then you'll just drop it like everybody else did who bought it. Almost no one's going to finish that game. And by the way, I'm just going to make this clear. I actually don't care if there's progressive themes or leftist politics in games. What I care about is if the core game is good, right? That makes me want to keep playing it, And if it's done tastefully and if it's not shoved down your throat. I didn't even get to a point in Veilguard where anything like that was shoved down my throat. It is in there. I didn't even get to it because I couldn't even get that far. I was bored, and so was the audience. So we just said, fuck this game and dropped it. Compare that to any previous Dragon Age. Never happened. So it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it's modern game development, and it's just sad.